Before I start the video, I want to give a quick shout out to Dark Xerox. Thank you for answering all my questions and for making this mod for us to enjoy. G'day, welcome back to the channel and thank you for joining me. So here we are. I'm standing on a little boat, and last time we were here, we were over on that big girl over there, the King George V, mucking about, trying to design a hedgehog. Now, what I have behind me here is a torpedo launcher. So it's another dive into the Terran Tactical Warfare pack, block pack. And yeah, I'm going to go through this torpedo launcher and another one. This one is a sequence firing, so it fires one torpedo every second until it's done. And the other one fires all at once, but the principle of them is the same. And I'm going to go through how I've set this up. So, you know, if you're having any troubles with that, this will be a little bit of a one to help you out there. And then we're going to go and try to shoot something with it. Yes. Anyway, let's get into that. Alrighty, so as you can see, I've got this torpedo rack here from a different angle. And basically going from left to right, you can see that there's a series of merge blocks which the torpedoes are connected to. If we run through the torpedoes in the same direction, we have the warhead block, a battery block, the guidance block, a merge block, a gyro block, another battery block, and the thruster block. Now, ideally you want to set these up so that they have well, it depends how you want to use them. In our case, we kind of just want them to be a dumb weapon. We want them to fire and to run along under the surface like a traditional World War II torpedo. But you might want it to be something different, and the guidance block does facilitate this. So we'll have a quick look in here. Okay, so here we are at the torpedo guidance block that's included in the Terran Tactical Warfare block pack. And you can see that there are a number of options. Now, most of the time, you're probably going to want to leave it in lock-on seek forward. However, you can, with a caveat, use the other modes. There is a small caveat at the moment that if you're using weapon core, there's a conflict between the way that the raycasting is done out of a camera, and aim block may or may not be completely functional at this time, although the author has said that he is going to work on this in the future. For now, I'm going to be probably using this in glide mode. That brings me to another point, that you can copy in GPS targets, and I've already set that target, so it's already there. But that is the way that you'll do it. You'll go and you'll make a GPS point, copy it down here, hop over, paste it in, off she goes. That brings me to, there are a couple of settings here you can change. So this is like a random place on the grid you're targeting. These are pretty straightforward, and this is probably just best left on if you're on a planet. Now we have the lock-on safety distance, max distance, and minimum grid size. They are all to do with, obviously, what they say. The launch clearance duration is how long it will go forward before on its launch vector before the guidance takes over and steers. And these two here are to do with the way the weapon will detonate near its target. Proportional navigation, constant steering. I'm actually going to have to ask the author about that. And poor Dark Xerox, I'm picking his brains. And you can do some slightly more advanced setting up. For instance, if you want to have an aim block, you put that in the name of it. So copy that out and then bring up search and stick this, I guess, in front of the name, and then that will be your aim block. So if I lock on or look at a target and lock on, it should aim with that, although I'm not sure if that will work, but that's how you set that up. So from there, we have the actual launcher itself. And as I said before, there are merge blocks down there and connected to this base back here. Now, underneath, you can get an angle. Sorry, the lag is killer. You can see there's a row of timer blocks underneath that row of pistons. Excuse me, editing Mike cutting in. Real-time Mike made a little bit of a boo-boo with his description, so here we are. Now, those timer blocks are triggering both the merge blocks and the pistons that are corresponding to each of the torpedoes there, and it will run through the sequence. That sequence is all triggered by the firing timer block, and each of the timer blocks that are under the pistons are timed out so that it's 1 second, 2 second, 3, so on and so forth. One other point I quickly need to cover, and I did flash up or at some point during the video, the launch option of the guidance block will detach the merge block in the torpedo. There are two benefits for this. The first is that the merge block, torpedo merge block, and the guidance block actually will talk to each other, and it is much more reliable than using the vanilla merge block to do this task. And the second is that you won't need to reset your vanilla merge block holding the torpedo onto the weapon or weapon delivery device. Quickly, just want to say a big thank you to Dark Xerox and Battleship Colorado for respectively making and helping me test out this fantastic mod. So the second timer block back here is to reset the whole thing. So after each one is fired, after an arbitrary period of time, it will reset. Now let's have a quick look at that setup. Timer. So this is the Torp Starfire, that's my shorthand. Sorry about that. But as you can see, we've got time block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the sequence on or the timing of the sequence is set in these particular timer blocks. So that has a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 second. Well, sorry, that's the restart, reset, and that's pretty well how the system works. It's just be a bit systematic about naming your stuff. And that's pretty well it. This one over here is from an earlier version that I was working on, and you can see it's had some testing done to it, so I fired random stuff off. If you don't use a piston, you will find that the thrust from the little turbine, little propellers at the back, isn't enough to make this hoof off, and it can well end up on board your ship trying to go somewhere. Depending on how you've got it set up, that may or may not be an issue. That is something you probably do need to do. We found that unless you're dropping them right off the side of the ship and you've got your torpedo launcher mounted on the side and there's pretty well no way it can fall back on your deck, then yeah. But as you can see here, I don't have sidewalls on there. That's just the timing's fine to give them that kick. Now they don't go straight, they of course fire to the side, but we're going to get to that when we do the demonstration. For now, let's hop over and check out the other setup we were working on. There's a hole in the front. Anyway, whoa, oh, the server's, sorry, the server was doing annoying things. Okay, so here we are at this little gearing class destroyer. And you can see here that we have another torpedo launcher system set up. Now here we actually have the Terran Tactical Warfare projector block and welding block. And they do function quite well. The welding block has enough of an area of effect to do the entire torpedo that you saw there earlier. But what I'll get this set up. Oh my god, the lag. Okay, so here I am in the cockpit. Now do pardon me, like bear with me here, because I didn't program the bar here, so I'm having to wrap my head around, someone else's programming, even though we do a lot of stuff together, and so that might help, but you know what I mean, you know what it's like. Now, we have the welders at number 8, and they are on. We'll turn those off just for a second. Merge blocks are off, so we're going to switch them to on. And this is the reset. Okay, that has reset the pistons. Things are just reverse, so You can see that's just how they launched out there. Oh, they've jammed up. Why have they jammed up? Listen, yeah, something jam. I literally put this, see that little block? That little block just there? I put that on. That's what I did. And it fixed it. I think it was just glitching out. It was working fine. I didn't do that at all yesterday. Anyway, right. Back to the chair. Now, what we need to do is... Okay. I'm not sure why they're off. I'm just going to turn them on. Probably just good practice. Okay, so that is good practice by CO. When you're on a server, in common server, make sure you turn your projectors off when you're done and you bugger off. Now, you push 8. That's it. It's that quick. They are really good. And you can see that they have, like, you know, they'll do the 5 blocks of that length there. That's what we've tested them for at the very least. Or actually, they will do more than that. If you screw up, you know, you can screw up with leaving your welders on with your projectors and things get welded in weird places, so they can do quite a distance actually. We got, there's a cube around them, I would imagine, that they weld in, and it's from all sides of it. So these are just set up as a dumb torpedo. There's no guidance blocks in here, so you have to do this the old-fashioned way. Pretty well. By grouping their merge blocks. Torp go. Temporary group. And this is the bit that I was meaning. You've got to come along every time and either regroup your torpedo merge blocks or regroup your torpedo guidance blocks. And yeah, go from there. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things. It means it's not really a weapon that you can get a high rate of fire out of at the moment. Anyway, so we've got them saved to Torp go. Make sure we save that. Let me hop back over to our timers. Let me go to timer 4, chuck it in here. Let me look for go. Let me go toggle block off. And then it should just be a matter of hitting the right button at the right time. Oh, I'm inside something. Yeah, I am. So let me just read these blocks again. I believe I just hit 1. One of them's not disconnected. I don't know, I'm using 6. Bye bye. Some went bang over there. Yeah, and you can see how sometimes they don't. Oh, now I've got it mixed up. Sorry, CEO. I'll fix it. I swear. Oh God, what happened there? Okay, I think I just stop. I need to just stop. Yeah. All right, so let's get out of the cockpit before I do any more damage over here. And what I'll do is I'll go find someone, hopefully CL will come online soon, and I can grab him, and he can pilot a target for us. Anyway, I'll catch you then. So my impatience might have gotten to me, and well, I was buggering around doing some testing and having a bit of fun, and thought I'd record that. And I might as well record how I reload these for you. So let me narrate that while we wait for Battleship to hop online so we can shoot something a little bigger. So as you can see here, I'm in creative, but more or less you'd want to carry these parts in cargo. I reckon you could probably have some torpedoes on the deck that you grind down and use for the parts for this. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to rename each block into their sequence, and I'm just going to go 1P, 2P, 3P, 4P, 5P, and that should get me about through a day. I mean, sorry, that is corresponding to the timer blocks that are set up underneath the pistons. And I basically go through and do that. The other side, of course, I'm going to go 1S through to 5S, and that's pretty well it. You then go around to the timer block, the trigger timer block. Sorry, not the trigger timer block. You then go to the timer blocks for each of the 5 sets, and you want to go in, set up actions, and put the launch command for the correct guidance block into the bar. Now this will mean that if you've managed to survive long enough, you'll have to clear out that bar periodically, but consider that worthy of getting a medal or something if you're actually fighting with one of these, because yeah, this ship, she doesn't take many hits. She can take a hit, not many. This is a very little ship. And that's it. Basically, there you go. Set it up, ready to go, and help your father's brother. Repeat and rinse for the other one, and yeah, no more wasting time. Let's go see what they're like to use. Alrighty, so I've brightened this footage up so hopefully you can see that. I might do it a bit more given it's going on YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to get myself lined up, fire off the port torpedoes. Never mind the image of it sliding away. It's yeah, a bit annoying, but they work nonetheless. Now those ones have gone off, but I've had no confirmation of a lock, so I fear something's gone wrong there, and I just want to run in and check. And yeah, I have no idea what happened there and why it went wrong. But we have another set, so let's use them. I'm gonna get a bit closer for this one. Alrighty, here we are. And torpedo 1, torpedo 2, 3, 4, and 5. All with an apparent positive lock. Excellent. Now, let me get my spectator camera in position. And we wait. And we wait. And wait. Put lights on. And wait some more. And okay, I'll stop doing that. We basically, torpedoes are pretty slow. So, I decided to bring up the entity list and look at what was going on. And so I just managed to catch it. Now bear with me here. You'll see that there is a torpedo. It's going to travel underneath the connector. Just a moment. Wait. Aha. So, this is why I put that little card in earlier. It might be better to just have one battery. These might be too heavy and not able to lift themselves up. But he's given it the... Oh! Gave it its best beans and managed to get up there. And didn't hit it at the lowest point too. Hit it just under the water. So that worked. Not bad. That's a hit. Excellent. Okay. So I'm going to redesign those torpedoes and put a new blueprint on that projector so that next time I reload it's a lighter torpedo, and hopefully that'll do better. But that, in a nutshell, is the E-boat and its torpedo launcher, or sequence torpedo launcher. So, unfortunately, I have spent the night testing with CO and Battleship Colorado, and that wasn't the solution to our problem. As you can see, my little torpedo derby there, the issue is more to do with changes that have occurred between different versions of Watermod, excuse me, and how the missile's guidance block behaves. The author has informed me that he does intend to update this and incorporate the way that the water mod does the new code for the water mod now. Look, that people are very busy, and I don't expect this to be done anytime soon. I mean, people have a life and job, and these mods are made by, often, as in this case, a singular author, and we should just got to be thankful that they're there to play with anyway. So I will be coming back to this when the mod has been updated, but for now I think these are still very applicable for the for missile systems if you're playing in a non-period sort of roleplay server. If you're just on an all server, they work really well for missile systems, although they may be superseded by the new AI blocks that are coming out, and the author may well be making changes to how his mod pack is going to work once that code comes out and you know, it can be reworked. But for now, they make great bombs. They look amazing. They make some great props. They will work at close range, and for sure targets and underwater and submersible targets, I reckon I'll still give them a go. If it's on the bottom of the ocean, I'm going to put a hole in it with these. But yeah, depth charges, hedgehogs, bombs, I reckon they're all a go. And with that, I will bring this video to a close. Like I said, we will revisit this. I have designed my own vanilla torpedo, and it does work reasonably effectively as a dumb weapon. It's almost vanilla. It does actually use the boat parts for the propeller off that, but that could be substituted with an atmospheric thruster, no worries. If you would like to see a video of that, please do comment down below. But for now, if you like the content, please do like and subscribe, and I will know to make more. Otherwise, be well, stay safe, and I will catch you next time.